Hey everybody, welcome back to Trevor's Baseball Cards. Happy Friday. Today we're talking error cards, more specifically error cards from 88 and 89. For those who collected cards back then, we all know that the base set really is all that we had to collect. Although we did have multiple different companies making cards, it was all about the base set. So the real chase cards for us back then were error cards. So that's what I'd like to do today, is show you a few of my favorites, and hopefully if you guys comment below, I can learn about a couple of yours as well. So in this video, we're going to go over some of the error cards in our collection, but we want to hear from you as well. So below, make sure that you comment because we will be doing a giveaway again, just like we do for every video. So stay tuned to the end of the video and we'll tell you what that is going to be. But before that, let's head into some of my favorite error cards from 88 and 89. I'd like to start off with the most popular and I think the most known, because in 1989, if you were collecting cards, the Dale Murphy Upper Deck Reverse Negative card was absolutely everything. And as you can see, this is the original. You can see the Braves backwards. That is the Reverse Negative. What was really interesting about this card when it came out, how popular it was about a $100 card if you try to get it on the open market. No grading at that time. Grading now has taken this card in a 10 to a different level, but for us, this card was really rare and hard to find. So if you had one, you were the cool kid in the neighborhood. But what I found interesting about it is a card that I always loved and never knew until I heard about this card in 89, was the 57 Hank Aaron card. And for those who aren't familiar with this is a reverse negative that was never corrected. That's right, you could look at this and you would see it's very hard to tell that it is a reverse negative, except for Hank Aaron bats right-handed. That's right, it's a left-handed batting stance. So, as you can see from the 44 down here reversed as well, the 1957 Hank Aaron card is a reverse negative. Another reverse negative that a lot of people may not know about, in 1989, the score set had a card of Ray Knight. And what I'm about to show you, here you go, reverse negative Ray Knight. Really tough card to find. This one again, same scenario. Ray Knight was right-handed, so as you can see, the glove is switched, sides are switched. Another cool reverse negative from 89 score. So when you're cracking that junk wax, you might want to be on the lookout for a few of these error cards that we're going to go through. So in 1989 score, there was another really famous error card in my neighborhood. This one was quite comical. As you can see, the gentleman in the back with the white box covering it up. What he was covering up, as you could see, is this gentleman was adjusting his sports equipment. And what Score had to do is they went back and added the white box to cover up the photo. So still a funny card, great card for all my friends in the neighborhood. We just love this error card. So Paul Gibson, you are one of my favorite error cards. Pretty cool card. But in 1989, the hits kept on coming, and one that is probably the most famous is the 89 Fleer Billy Ripken card. As we can see in the bat below with the black, this is the more common blacked out one. There is an obscenity that goes below here, and if you don't know what that is, I encourage you to go look it up online and you can see what it is. But there's a lot of different variants of this card. It's become quite the cult classic to collect. Billy Ripken, if you're not familiar with it, tons of error cards of his in the 89 Fleer set. And the 89 Fleer set is littered with other errors. More specifically, Randy Johnson has got a lot of variants in the background with a cigarette ad that they were trying to cover up and did it multiple different ways. So 89 Fleer loaded with great errors. As I stay with 89, I would like to jump to a couple that I think are pretty hard to find. The first one, let's go ahead and give you the Pat Sheridan error. For those who aren't familiar, Pat Sheridan error, this error card was really popular in 89 as well, and it's a little more subtle than you would get from a reverse negative. If you look in the top corner here, you will see the print is missing for his position. That's how simple it is. No other error other than a printing error up top for Sheridan. So in 1989, this again was a very popular error card. Now, one error card that we found that wasn't as popular, but very sneaky and very, very subtle. That's right, it's in Gary Sheffield's card. And same thing, if you look up into the position, if you guys can see that, you'll see that the S's have been flipped. So very, very subtle to see. The small side of the S's is upside down. So a very subtle error on a great baseball player rookie card. Gary Sheffield, one for you guys to look for in your collection and try to see if you can find him in the dollar bins as an error. Pretty cool error card that I don't think a lot of people have seen before. So in 1988, the top set, again, littered with errors. A few of my favorite and some of the more commonly known ones was the Keith Comstock. It's going to be very visual as you see this. Keith Comstock with white letters. So again, in 1988 Topps, there was tons of errors in there. So for us, this made it really cool to be chasing a few of these or get lucky and get a few out of the packs. 88 Topps also produced a couple errors in their 87 record breakers for Mark McGwire. This one I found myself. I didn't get any notes from friends or find it in a book as an error. I noticed this one myself. So what you're going to look at is the lower right corner of his foot. And as I pull the card error behind it, you'll see a little white triangle. That's really how subtle this is, but as I put cards side by side, you could see an obvious error that was corrected later on by Topps. So that's a pretty cool one. And in the record breaker set as well, you also get a more commonly known one of Eddie Murray, where they added a little stat line down there for him. Kind of hard to see. Maybe that's why they took it away and didn't have it in there. Can't remember which one is considered the error, but both pretty cool cards to have. And then finally, this one has always been really a treat for me. I found this as I was going through my collection recently. I forgot that I had it, and a pretty good memory, because what you're going to see, I know I've shown this Griffey a bunch of times. As you can see writing on here, I wrote, error cards, no back. Great price on them, by the way. Some pretty good names in there. And as I turn this over, you're going to see it. There is no printing on the back. So they all should be yellow and have yellow printing on the back. But as you can see, this missed that printing process. So blank back cards. Yep, I pulled this pack out of a grocery store pack. I believe it was a Stater Brothers something in 1989. And I remember it like it was yesterday, where I cracked the pack, opened it up, and got super frustrated that the backs had no printing on them. So anyways, lo and behold, I stuck them in a sheet trying to sell them, never did. Thank goodness I didn't, because now we have some pretty cool cards and a great memory for our error card collection. So guys, thank you for joining me today. Again, like I mentioned, happy Friday. And like I mentioned, we do a giveaway every video. And this video, we're going to go ahead and give away that set of error cards from 1988 of Mark McGwire. That's right, I had a spare set of these. I was holding out on these, collecting these, because again, it was something that I spotted myself. I'm sure it's well known now, but again, a great card of a great player and a pretty cool error card. So guys, if you're subscribed, liked, and comment below, in 30 days, we'll randomize and get this out to you, the winner, to you free of charge. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for subscribing, and thank you guys for watching. Happy Friday, and fingers crossed for the Dodgers. See you guys tomorrow.